What happens when you pray, and no one answers? What happens when you believe in gods your entire life, and they let your child die in your arms? What happens when faith becomes pain, and pain becomes purpose? This is not the story of a villain. This is the story of a believer who lost his God. This is Gorr the God Butcher. A world without mercy. Gorr's origin. Marvel Comics. Long before Thor ever heard his name, Gorr lived on a dying planet, a desert world. No rain, no mercy, no hope. From childhood, Gorr was taught one thing: the gods will save us. So Gorr prayed, he worshipped, he obeyed, but the gods never came. One by one, his people died, then his parents, then his culture, until only his child remained. And when his child died of hunger in his arms, something inside Gorr broke forever. Not his body, his faith. The moment that created a god killer in Marvel Comics. The most important moment in Gorr's life is not violence. It is realization. Gorr stumbles upon two gods, fighting each other. Real gods, powerful, immortal. One begging for mercy, the other mocking him, and Gorr understands the truth. Gods exist, they are real, and they never cared. This is the moment Gorr stops being a victim, and becomes a judge. The Necrosword, symbol of corrupted justice. The dying god drops the Necrosword, a living weapon forged from darkness. The sword does not create Gorr's hatred, it amplifies what already exists. The Necrosword feeds on pain, loss, betrayal, rage born from faith. This is important. Gorr does not kill gods for pleasure, he kills them as punishment. If gods allow suffering, then gods deserve extinction. Gorr's philosophy, why he believes he is right. Gorr believes something terrifyingly logical. If gods exist and suffering exists, then gods are either cruel or unworthy. This question appears in many religions and philosophies. Why do the innocent suffer? Where is God in pain? Is faith blind obedience? Gorr answers with violence. But the question itself is ancient. Religious and philosophical symbolism. Respectful. Gorr's story echoes human spiritual crises. In the Book of Job, a righteous man suffers despite faith. In Buddhism, suffering arises from attachment and illusion. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna teaches that divine justice is beyond human judgment. In existential philosophy, the silent universe creates despair. Gorr represents the soul that cannot accept mystery. He wants justice now, not wisdom later. Gorr vs. Thor. Faith vs. experience. Thor believes gods can grow, change, and protect. Gorr believes gods are parasites. Thor sees divinity as responsibility. Gorr sees divinity as hypocrisy. Their battle is not physical, it is theological. Should power exist without accountability? Why Gorr is not pure evil. This is why Gorr resonates with audiences. He lost everything. He was faithful, he was ignored, he demanded answers. Gorr is not born hateful, he is created by abandonment. Like Thanos, Gorr is a warning. When faith collapses without wisdom, rage fills the gap. The Necrosword as inner shadow. Psychologically, the Necrosword represents trauma turned into identity, pain becoming purpose, moral absolutism, black and white thinking. Once Gorr defines himself as God Butcher, he loses the ability to heal. His identity becomes his prison. The true tragedy of Gorr, the most tragic truth. Gorr never wanted to kill gods. He wanted his child back. His suffering acknowledged his faith, validated, but when grief is not healed, it transforms into destruction. In the Marvel Comics, Jason Aaron's Thor, God of Thunder, the final confrontation between Thor and Gorr is not just a fight, it is a judgment of gods themselves. Gorr builds a weapon called the God Bomb, designed to erase all gods across all time, past, present, and future. His logic is absolute. If gods never helped humanity, then gods should never have existed. Thor fights Gorr across 3 timelines. Young Thor, faithful. Present Thor, doubting. Old King Thor, weary and broken. This is powerful symbolism. Thor is not just fighting Gorr, he is fighting the accusation against divinity itself. When Gorr is finally defeated, Thor does not celebrate. Instead, Thor realizes something painful. Gorr was wrong in method, but not entirely wrong in accusation. Thor accepts that gods failed, and he makes a vow that defines his true victory. If gods exist, they must serve, not rule. This is the moral turning point. Psychological truth. What Gorr really represents. Gorr represents the human soul that says, if goodness failed me, then goodness must not exist. This is trauma speaking, not truth. When suffering is not processed, it becomes ideology. When pain is not healed, it becomes violence. This is why Gorr is terrifying. Because his logic is clean but his heart is wounded. Gorr the God Butcher teaches us a profound lesson. Questioning faith is not wrong. Rejecting injustice is not wrong. But when pain replaces wisdom, and certainty replaces compassion, even truth can become destruction. The problem was never gods alone. The problem was unhealed suffering. True spirituality does not demand blind belief. And true wisdom does not demand blind rejection. It demands consciousness. And the greatest danger is not losing faith in gods, but losing faith in healing, humility, and meaning. That is why Gorr lost. And that is why his story matters.